You're watching Kruger Nation Horror Movie Reviews. Today I'm going to be talking about the Slumber Party Massacre trilogy. So let's do it.
Slumber Party Massacre, 1982.
This movie is directed by Amy Jones, who's directed 4 films, but I've only heard of this one. She's also famous for writing the first 5 Beethoven, the Killer St. Bernard movies. Actually, he wasn't a Killer St. Bernard. It's too bad, really. This is the story of some female high school basketball players who decide to have a slumber party on the same night an escaped homicidal mental patient stalks them with a drill. That sums up the entire story. He actually stalks them with the movements of the peacock. That's right, the actor actually mimicked his movements on the peacock. And he read Helter Skelter by Vincent Bugliosi, but I'm not sure how that was used in this role. There was lots of good humor in this movie. The characters were likable, there were plenty of boobs for everybody. The music in this seemed a lot like music you would hear in an old Nintendo game. And I really liked it, especially in the finale of this film, which it was an excellent finale. But the music is really cool, man. Just you really picture that it would be in a Nintendo game.
Recommend Slumber Party Massacre 2, 1987.
I'm actually going to probably go into this one a little bit more. It's directed by Deborah Brock, and this is the only thing I think she's ever been famous for. And the first thing I noticed in this film is the music is by Dick Cox. Hear that? Dick Cox. This is the story of the youngest survivor from Slumber Party Massacre Part 1, and her sister is now in a mental institution, and this girl is in a band, and they decide to go spend the weekend at some house in the... I don't know, I assume it's on the beach or something. And while they're there, they're stalked by a singing driller killer who has a guitar that functions as a drill also. And I really have a problem with this killer. He is so fucking annoying. Like, annoyed the shit out of me. This guy reminded me of Jesse and the Rippers from Full House. I mean, he was that bad. I mean, they should have got John Stamos for this part. It would have been just as good, or just as bad. You decide. The characters in this were actually pretty likable, except for the main character played by Crystal Bernard from Wings. In real life, she's the daughter of a Baptist preacher, so she had a bunch of moral objections to her character and the script when she got involved. But she still signed the contract to be in the damn movie. So, as far as I'm concerned, you're in a movie called Slumber Party Massacre 2, act in the damn movie. And she said things to the director and the producers like, my character wouldn't do this, and my character wouldn't sleep around, and she's not a floozy, and things like that. No, you wouldn't. Your character's probably a whore. She probably would do that. So, I don't know. She annoyed me in this movie. Her and the driller killer are the worst 2 things about this movie, which isn't good because you see them the most. This movie had bad lip syncing to bad music by an all-girl band. It had a naked pillow fight, which, by the way, if that's a real thing, I want in. This movie didn't have a lot of boobs or nudity, so, you know, it was dialed down from the first one. And also, the killing didn't really start until an hour into this flick. And this is only like an hour and 20 minutes long, so you only get about 20 solid minutes of horror. The rest of the movie is a lot of, you know, like visions and things like that by the main character, but it's kind of dull and boring in parts. The director says there are 2 different ways the ending can be interpreted. She says either the killer was running around this house and murdering him with a half guitar, half drill, and it was all real and it caused the main girl to go crazy at the end, or the second interpretation is that none of it really happened and that the main girl was just that crazy from the original movie and she's made all this up in her mind. I like that ending because if there's really a singing, dancing driller killer with a guitar, that's fucking stupid. This movie is decent if you go with the second ending. If you go with the first ending, it is just retarded.
Not great. Entertaining in parts. Low recommend. Slumber Party Massacre 3, 1990.
This one was directed by Sally Madison, who wanted nothing to do with this series or this film. She hates horror. She wanted nothing to do with this at all. She just wanted to direct it to get her foot in the door. And it turns out that she never directed ever again. And I don't think it was because of this film. I think it's because of her attitude in this film. The story of this one is really basic. It's girls have a slumber party, guys are trying to get into the slumber party, there's a killer going around, but this one, they set it up to where you don't see the killer at first, and he's basically running around in a mask killing people, and that's pretty much it. The kills in this one seem to be the most graphic of the entire series, and it was really entertaining. This one was really entertaining. The thing I didn't like about this was it led you to believe that there were so many possible killers. It just got ridiculous, and especially since they tell you who the killer is about 30 minutes into the movie. I mean, it was just dull for them to even go that direction. But it seems like every guy in this movie wants in their house, even guys they've never met. They're just randomly wanting to crawl through their windows and get in their house, and I don't even understand why. There was also a lot of run-on dialogue in this film, and I didn't understand why. The killer was a nice change because I didn't expect it, although I should have expected it. I guess because of the other two films, I didn't expect the killer to be who it was, but they tell you pretty fast who it is. The girls in this one are kind of bitchy. They're really annoying, I mean, to be honest. There's a scene where they're dancing naked for each other in the house, and it goes on for a while, and I didn't understand why, but the guys decide to come into the house after watching, and as soon as they walk in, the girls jump their shit about coming in while they're dancing naked. Why are they dancing naked in the first place, but why would they be upset if the guys came in? I mean, this one had some cool humor in it, but overall, I mean, it was better than the second film. I mean, definitely, hands down.
Recommend. It's better than part 2.
So that wraps up the Kruger Nation Slumber Party Massacre Trilogy Retrospective. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Subscribe, like, and check us out at cadaverlab.com. Until next time, Kruger Nation, peace. I'm Johnny. Fuck. Her sister's now in a mental institution, so this younger fuck. Some things this movie has, it has bad limp. This movie had bad. That's a karma.